Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We will go to our first participant, which is Jordan Leach from Bangkok. Hi, Jordan.
Good evening, Ajahn. How are you this evening?
Okay, and how is your?
Doing fine, thank you. I don't have any questions this evening, so I'm happy to just be here and listen and learn.
Are you on track for your ordination?
I think I'm on track. I was at the monastery last weekend, and I got to do a little rehearsal in the boat.
Yeah, do you have to chant? Have you got your chant?
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm working on memorizing the ordination chant.
And when is the date for your ordination? Have you got a date?
Sounds like it's going to be Sunday, July 14th.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find out for sure about to make sure that I'm able to get the monk visa as well through the monastery. And I'm waiting for a confirmation about that, and it's making me a bit anxious. But I'm just waiting to hear back from the preceptor.
Yes, you just have to be cool about it. Don't push too hard. Just let them know that you need it, but whether how soon you get it is left it to them to decide. Because people don't like to be pushed,
Yeah, so I'll just I asked, and I'll just leave it at that. I'm sure they're very busy, and they're already doing me a huge favor to ordain me.
Yes, because your present visa lasts for until when?
Maybe well, definitely until the end of October.
Okay, so you still got plenty of time.
Yeah, it's just sometimes the language barrier. I haven't learned enough Thai yet to be able to communicate some things effectively. So,
does the preceptor speaks in English?
Just a little bit.
I see. Okay, then you have to use your Thai to communicate with him.
I've been trying. So
yeah.
And then there's another monk there who's been helping us to translate. And,
okay, good. Just try to be patient. Things here in Thailand takes time to develop. It's not like in the West, in which everything is instant.
Right.
We go on a slow lane, not on a fast lane here.
All right.
So take it easy.
Good lesson for me.
Yeah, take it easy. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Let's go to Alvin from Malaysia.
Namaskar, Ajahn. I don't have any question, but very happy to hear that Jordan's upcoming ordination. Thanks,
Yes.
Ajahn. No question.
Okay, good. Next, Kok Sing from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajahn. I rejoice at Jordan's ability able to be ordained as a monastic. So I rejoice at his good fortune. Yeah.
Everybody can ordain. What is that to stop you from doing it? Your defilement, your attachment to your comfort zone.
Right. Yes. I think I'm still not ready to renounce all my worldly pleasures as yet. Yeah.
Okay, just practice as a layman then.
Yes, yeah. I will practice as a layman and in the meantime, yeah. Until when the time is ready.
Yeah, it takes time for you to develop your strength, your mental strength. But just keep working at it. Keep practicing mindfulness and meditation.
Yes.
Okay, any question tonight?
Any questions at the moment? Yeah.
Okay, go to Colorado. Julia, hi, how are you?
Hello, Ajahn.
Good morning for you.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope Ajahn is well.
Yes, okay, I'm still breathing. Ajahn Chah said if you can breathe, you can meditate.
I'm impressed with the attitude from direct knowing. I have no questions right now, just gratitude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe later on, if you like to ask any question.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
That's lovely. Okay.
All right. I'll go to New Zealand now, to Anura and Ramya.
Good evening, Ajahn. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good to hear Jordan's ordination. That's very good news. Ajahn, I have a question for one of my friends. So, what advice would you give to someone who is struggling to sustain a consistent meditation practice because of the busyness of the worldly affairs? So, what sort of advice would you give to us?
Just do what you can. Don't expect more than what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
If you want more, then you have to put in more. It's input and output. See? So you have to know how much input you put in, so then you can expect how much output you can get from it. But not more than what you put in. The effort you put in, the time you put in for your practice will give you the products or the result. So if you don't yet get any result, it means you're not putting in enough time yet, or not practicing properly or correctly.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Is this okay?
Yeah. That's a wise answer. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
The Buddha said effort is the very important factor in your advance, in your progress on the path. Without any effort, you won't get anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just have to put in the effort, the time to do the practice. And people generally don't know that they can practice all day long.
True.
Mindfulness. This is the first thing you have to develop anyway. Before you can meditate effectively, you need to have mindfulness. And mindfulness, you can do it right at the start of the day when you get up in the morning. Start stopping your thoughts, using something to stop it, like watching your body movement. Tie your mind with the body. Keep it watching every movement, every step of the body movement. Don't let the mind go thinking elsewhere, unless it's important to think. But if it's not important, then bring it back to the body. Another way is to use the mantra to restrain your thoughts. As soon as you get up, start reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, and continue on as you go and do your daily activity. Just keep using Bhutto, Bhutto. This will prevent your mind from thinking unnecessarily. Then you also have continuous mindfulness. So when you sit and meditate, your mind will not be restless or agitated. and you will come to calm very easily and quickly. This is what people don't understand about meditation. They thought you just meditate and you should get the result. But you need a prerequisite. There's a prerequisite for meditation, which is the development of mindfulness. Without mindfulness, you will not be able to stop your mind from thinking. And if your mind doesn't stop thinking, you will not succeed in your meditation. You will not find peace, contentment from stopping the thoughts, stopping the mind. So this is what everybody needs to do, first of all, is to develop as much mindfulness as possible in your daily life. Whatever you do, try to keep the mind in the present, either by using the mantra or using your body. Your body is always in the present. If you're looking at your body, you're in the present. But if you start to thinking about Christmas or New Year, then you're in the future. And the mind will not become calm unless it's in the present. Cannot be calm if it goes to the past or go to the future. It has to be in the present. Because when you're in the present, you don't have to think about it. You're living it. But when you think about the future or the past, you have to think about it. In reality, there's no future, there's no past, there's only present. And the goal is to keep the mind in the present. Then you can stop thinking. You can just keep watching the present appearing. But with the future or the past, you have to think, you have to imagine. That's the reason why your mind doesn't become calm if you keep going to the future or to the past. You have to keep it in the present. Keep it with the body. Then when you meditate, you can keep your attention to the breath. The breath is part of the body. And then you don't have to think, you just keep watching your breath. And when you don't think, eventually the mind will become still and peaceful and happy. So pay attention more to mindfulness than to the meditation itself.
Yep.
You can do it all day long. Just remind yourself, be mindful.
Yep.
We tend to forget this. As soon as we get up, we start thinking about the future. Where am I going to go today? What am I going to do? What am I going to see?
Planning. Yeah.
Well, you can plan, but you don't have to plan it all the time. There's no brief. Just know what you have to do, then come back and prepare yourself to go there, to go do what you want to do. But be in the present with the activity that you are doing at the moment. Be here and now. That's the goal. Ask yourself, where am I? Am I here now? Or if I'm not here now, that means I'm not mindful. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Professor Ken from Switzerland. Are you on vacation now? Is the school over now?
Yes, then Ajahn. It's the end of semester last week, so more time. I'll be going to the monastery next month to practice a bit more. So,
how long you plan to stay?
I'm going to go for 3 weeks at the first step, and then they're full up for a short time, and then I have to go back again. So initially 3 weeks.
Good. Stay as long as you can.
Yeah, so I hope to go back after that first one.
Yeah, the monastery is more conducive for meditation than your house.
Yeah, I found your Ajah's advice last week was very helpful. When I'm keeping the 8 precepts of the weekend, 2 days, I realized from your advice I have to focus more on just intensifying the mindfulness rather than just spending more time formal meditation. And that was a simple, obvious thing that I never thought of until you mentioned it last week. That's been very helpful. So that's what I'm trying to focus on at the moment, Ajahn.
Yes. If you study the 4 foundation of mindfulness, the Buddha begin with mindfulness of body movement and mindfulness of breathing when you meditate. When you're not meditating, then be mindful of your body movement. If you're meditating, mindfulness of your breath, of your breathing. That's all. That's simple. But people tend to want to study the whole thing and try to do everything at the same time. And they're not getting anywhere. These are things that you have to do step by step. It's like going to university. You have to take courses. You cannot take every courses at the same time. You have to take the course that required first before you can go to the next course.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all, Ajahn. Thank you for your advice again. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll go to Toronto to travel. Jordan's father. You've been away for a while. How are you?
Good. Good evening, Ajahn. Yes, I'm very well, thank you. I'm actually in Nova Scotia right now. I'm on vacation. I've been working hard, and now I just got out here last night, and I'm adjusting to the time and whatnot. The change of pace here. It's very quiet and quite different from the big city. So I'm here for about 3 weeks, and then back to the grind, unfortunately. But I'm just so, as you can imagine, thrilled to hear of my son's imminent ordination.
Yes.
I'm just I'm just beaming with joy about that, and anxious at the same time. I want everything to go well, and for him, he's worked so hard, for so many years at this. It's really been a life calling for him, and I'm on the edge of my seat, and
we just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we have to wait for sure. It came up quickly. I thought he was it would take some time after his course, his language course, and maybe in the fall he would be ordaining. But I'm just so thrilled. I've been here for the meetings. I've just been listening in because I've had my headphones on at work, but I haven't missed any of the meetings, and I've been listening to your talks in between times with speaking sometimes to foreign monks, and I thought that was very edifying. Some of your older talks that are on YouTube, and I was actually curious. Every time you mention food, you seem to mention hamburgers. Was that one of your favorites in the day?
No, I think it's the Western favorite food. I think it's all over the world. McDonald's all over the world. So when you speak hamburger, everybody understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. I just thought maybe it was one of your secret cravings, right?
Oh no, I like it, but I'm not to the point where I would have to die for it or anything like that.
Well, I'm trying to practice mindfulness. My meditation is hard. Jordan gave me his beads to use, and I find those are helpful. I press I go one bead, I say Buddha, I say one bead Dhamma, and then Sangha, and I keep going to the end. And I forget how many beads there are, but if you get to the end and you've done it right, it always ends up at Sangha. You start at Buddha and end up at Sangha. So I find that's helpful. But I really need to practice more mindfulness. I caught myself this morning racing. My thoughts are racing, and I thought just be mindful. And I have to do that more often in the day. And I'm the more I hear that message, the more it's sinking in, and I'm hoping to put it to good use. I am trying to put it to good use.
You find that
So,
the more mindful you have, the more mindfulness you have, the more you'll be aware of things happening in yourself, in your mind.
well, my mind just goes all over the place. I've noticed, observing my thoughts during the day, and just seeing how they go every which way, and not in a good way. It's not pleasant. And
our mind tend to become involved with things that we think about and become stressful with it.
Yeah, it
So
is. It's
better
stressful.
not to think.
Yeah. And but yeah. Are monks able to write letters and receive letters? Is that something they do? I mean, I know there's probably not much to write home about, but can they receive letters?
Yes, they can. But
Okay.
if you want to be strict, then you don't want to be in contact with anybody. Because,
okay.
Because when you read letters, you can also you have to think about what you read, and it can arouse your thoughts. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's just if in emergencies, I suppose.
Yeah, emergency things, but not usually normal things like "How are you?" greetings, things like that.
Okay.
Or sometimes you tell your troubles to them and keep them worried with you.
Yeah. You don't. No. That would not be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's just a
So
question
usually
I had.
the tradition is the family will leave the monk alone once the member of the family became a monk, and just they leave the monk alone.
Okay. Unless you want to go and stay in the monastery yourself as a monk, perhaps, or something. But even then,
or
you can't.
You want to send gifts, send razor blades or soap or things like that, then you can send things. You can send those things to him.
Okay. All right. And can you send things to the monastery as a gift too? I don't know.
Yes, you can. If you like to, you can mention that part of this gift is for the monastery, part is for the monk himself.
Okay. And then how do you find out what the monastery needs?
Well, like I said, things that you usually use, like soap, toothpaste, toothbrushes, and detergent, things like this that people normally use. We also use them. Don't buy any food stuff though, because food stuff is difficult to send in the mail. They can get spoiled.
Right. Okay. Well, that's
every time you miss him, just send him gifts, so to remind him that you still think of him.
Okay. No words, just gifts.
Yeah, just gifts. It's enough.
Okay.
And you also make good karma for yourself, say, by giving things away to other people. You're doing good karma.
Right.
This good karma will send you to heaven when you die.
I hope so.
It will. This is what the Buddha said.
Good. Good. Well, my phone keeps making funny noises. I think I should probably go before it dies, but thank you very much. And
Okay, good to see you.
I'll listen as long as the phone allows me to.
All right.
And good to see you again. And
Okay.
thank you very much.
You're
Bless you.
welcome. Okay, I'll go to Dubai now with Aparachita. How are you?
I'm good. Good evening, Prajan.
How's your
I'm doing well.
mindfulness?
Recently, yes, I've been working. There are good days, there are bad days. That is true.
Mhm.
So
With good mindfulness, you have a good day. Your mind will be calm and empty. Without mindfulness, your mind can become stressful.
that is very true. And you just described very clearly about the benefits of mindfulness to Professor Ken. And that hit very deep in the heart somehow. Yes, so thank you.
Yes. Very important Dhamma. The Buddha said mindfulness is the most important Dhamma to be developed first. Yeah. Then every other thing will follow suit. Samadhi, wisdom, concentration, peace, and they will come after you have mindfulness.
True.
All right. Any question for you?
No questions. No
Okay.
questions.
Good.
Thank you.
I'll go to Mike now in New York. Hi, Mike.
Good evening, Ajahn. Good to see you again.
Why do you use the word tricycle for your name?
That is the name of the place that I work. I work at a Buddhist magazine called
I see.
Tricycle, and this is our work computer. So I come to the office early to take these calls because it's the morning time here in New York. And thank you so much for taking my questions today. I was camping over the weekend, and I took the opportunity to do a lot of meditation outside. And just I noticed a lot of things that would happen in outside meditation. One is that I would be the insects were incessant, the mosquitoes and the flies and everything like that. And I know in the forest tradition you would have mosquito nets a lot of the time, but a lot of the time you wouldn't. You'd be outside just being with all these disturbances. And there are certain things, like there was a chipmunk that had scared me, and that was such an easy Dhamma lesson to interpret, because it was something that scared me, but it was actually such a small, harmless thing, and it just seemed so evident about how I get worked up over things that aren't really that consequential. But as far as the constant, incessant insects and stuff like that, I was curious in the forest tradition how you find tranquility and equanimity when you're being bombarded with, let's say, being bitten by mosquitoes and things like that.
Well, if we can ward them off, get them away, we do. But if we cannot, if we have enough equanimity, you will not be bothered by what they do to you. But we still normally try to protect the body in as much as possible, but not to the point of becoming stressful. That's all. We still remain calm, and maybe we just chase the insects away if we can. Try to do some maneuvering. Like if you're outside, you don't want to be sitting still, because then you'll be bombarded by them. if you walk or do walking meditation, then they normally will not be able to, to stick to your body. But if they do, you might have something to, just to get them out. Like sometimes I have a piece of cloth, I just sort of, swing around the body. But generally, we try not to be disturbed by anything. That's the goal of our practice. But at the same time, we also have to look after the body also.
Are there any reflections or mantras that help with maintaining equanimity when the body is being bothered by outside forces like that?
Well, generally, it's because we are afraid of pain. See, so when we are being bound by something, we can become painful. So sometimes we can reflect on the nature of the body that is subjected to being to painful feeling, to getting sick, and we just have to learn to accept this truth if it should happen. But if we can protect the body or prevent it from happening, we can do that also, but not to the point of becoming phobic about it.
And then after the camping trip, coming back to the city this week, I noticed how much my defilements kind of weren't coming up as much as a normal weekend, maybe where I would like see friends and family in the city. And I feel like that is maybe like something that because of my increased practice or in trying to meditate like every single day and maintain that awareness. But yeah, I guess I was just curious about like, is that something that's what we should be striving for in this like kind of wilderness exercises and kind of keep this going? And like what are ways to kind of, carry that with you throughout the lay life back in the city?
Well, we choose places that is most conducive to our practice. If you find going out with practicing in the wild more conducive, more beneficial, then you choose those places. But if you could not, then you just have to do wherever you are. Like if you cannot go out into the wild, you have to live in the city. Then you just have to do it as much as you can, as best as you can. But if you have a choice, if you have a few days off, maybe you will have to go out to the wild, to the forest, or to somewhere where they are closer to nature and away from people. And that would be a better place for meditation and mindfulness because there will be less distraction. So part of the problem is our central distraction, that if we live in the city, we live near people and things, this thing will distract our mind, what you see, what you hear. But if you're in the wild or with nature, things that you see or hear doesn't distract your mind as much. So that's why forest monk likes to practice in the forest, not in the city. That's why they call forest monk. If you study the Buddha was a forest monk himself. He became enlightened under the tree. He lived in the forest, practiced in the forest. And he advised monks to go live in the forest, to practice in the forest. It's one of the 13 austere practices. The monk should go live in the forest, live under the shade of a tree. Use the shade of the tree as like a shelter. Because in the forest, there are no distraction, no sensual objects that will arouse your defilements, your cravings, and your anger. So it's a good way to contain your sensual desire, which is one of the hindrances, the 5 hindrances. If you live in the house, sometimes you look at the television, you just might want to watch, or you look at a refrigerator, you might want to see if there's something you can take a bite or something, take a drink. This will be all distraction to your meditation. So when you're away from this thing, then there is nothing to distract you. And you know the only thing you can do is to meditate, to practice mindfulness.
John.
Okay. All right. Go to Oregon now, to Steph. Hi, Steph. You came in early today.
Hi, yeah. My kids are out of school for the summer, so I get to sign in right on time.
I see. How many kids you have?
I have 2 boys. I have an
Two boys.
11-year-old and an 8-year-old. Yeah.
Okay.
My 11-year-old, yeah, if he went Jordan's way, oh my gosh, I'm really proud of Jordan. Yeah. That's very good. I've been talking about Buddhism with my son, and he, it was kind of cute. He made the comment like, "Oh, I don't want to reach nirvana too soon, so I'd leave everybody." Like that's his thought, that nirvana means he's gonna like leave the earth. I don't know. It was kind of cute.
Yeah, maybe they're not ready yet.
No, he said, "I'm not ready yet." Yes. Well, you're 11. So, but it's part of our life and we talk about it a lot.
We have in Thailand recently news about a boy being interested in becoming a monk, although he's maybe 10-year-old or something. And he don't talk about Dhamma. He talks nothing else. He just talk about Dhamma.
That's beautiful.
This
Yeah.
means his mind was already mature in Buddhism in his past life. And now when
Probably a
he's-
stream enterer.
I don't know. I don't just but he at least must have some inkling of the Dhamma teaching, and must have practiced it to be able to retain this knowledge within his mind, even at his very young age.
Yeah, I don't know if he understands Dhamma like that, but it's very comforting to him, and he really, I don't know, it's good.
You can be a big influence upon him if you just try to talk about Dhamma, talk about karma, talk about good and bad karma.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Talk
big
about
part.
keeping the precept, not hurting other human or animals.
My youngest son, actually, there was ants in his classroom and they were trying to squish all the ants, and he said, "No, the ants want to be alive." So I'm doing
right.
something right.
That's right. They're just like us, man, and us are no different. The only difference is in the size of our body, but our mind has the same thing. We love life. We don't want to die.
Talk about that a lot. Yeah. All beings want to experience this. Yeah.
You can be a good influence on them. You can teach them Buddhism without having to use the word Buddhism.
That's the hope. Yeah.
Okay, any question from you tonight?
No, thank you. Just appreciate you. Thank you so much. Gratitude.
Okay, good. I'll move on to Toronto again, to PL and PL and Indira. Last week you didn't have a chance to speak, huh? Or did you come in or not?
Yeah, we came in, but we had a visitor now
from
Sri Lanka, a devoted Buddhist. So he joined in for a bit, and he really liked.
He wanted to see you, but we couldn't speak.
Stay on, yes, it was good. Yeah, he really liked the way you approached the question. I think he saw Jordan and one other person, and he really liked the way you asked the questions and address. So he's going to join, maybe perhaps from Sri Lanka.
Okay, good. Are you originally from Sri Lanka yourself?
Yes.
Let's see.
So and also happy to see Jordan, as we communicate through email. So I will I will write him a note.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Congratulating.
Yes, so happy. Yes, from the heart.
Maybe next is your turn.
Yes. Never know.
You can then congratulate yourself. Please.
Yes, Ajahn.
Which is better?
Yeah, that's
Congratulating
better.
other people is not as good as congratulating yourself.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Totally agree.
Yes, Ajahn. For the moment, we are very happy for him.
Yes. And
Yeah.
yeah.
You have a question?
No question. I think it's about I think it's when you said about I think Mike asked a question of meditating in the city versus the forest. Sometimes I've kind of made my own little forest dwelling outside, which is covered with mosquitoes are there, but I sometimes rub some sage leaves on myself, and mosquitoes don't like the sage, the smell of the. So I think you can even use a mosquito like net outside. I've seen some monks using a net, like a personal net for mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, whichever way you can do to prevent your body from being bitten, it's okay.
Yeah. The question about the four foundations of mindfulness, I think you said yes, and it is in the sutra, the Mahasatipatthana Sutra, with about the mindfulness of body. The Anapanasati, or mindfulness of breathing, is put at the top, and then comes the body contemplation, the postures, the walking, the impurities, charnel grounds, and so forth. So the top, we put mindfulness of the breathing. Is there a reason, or that's the main theme for meditation, and then the others will help you towards that theme?
No, the others are, some of them are for vipassana, for wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
If you study the aging or the death of the body, this is for vipassana, to see anicca in the body. See, so you have to see the charnel ground, the corpses. Or the 32 parts, you study the 32 parts to see that the body is not attractive. This will then help get rid of your sexual desire. But before you can go to this, you have to first practice mindfulness and meditation first. You have to get into jhana first. You have to get to the fourth jhana to get to equanimity. Because without equanimity, you'll not be able to stop your defilement, even if you know that they are bad for you. But if you have equanimity and wisdom tells you that the cause of your stress is your defilement, then you can stop it right then and there.
So that's why they call purity of equanimity. The mind is very still, and you see everything more clearly, rather than trying to start with insight right away. There is a lot of impurities, or like corruptions of insight. You think it's insight, but there is so much corruption still there. But we start the other way. Once the equanimity, it's a reality. It's like experiencing the real thing.
Well, equanimity gives your mind peace and contentment. In order for you to see the truth, you have to study the nature of the body. It doesn't come with equanimity. But with a calm mind and a still mind, once you study the nature of the body and understand that your stress comes from your attachment to your body, then you can get rid of the stress by letting go of your attachment, letting go of your cravings. Because you cannot stop the body from getting old, getting sick, or die, for instance.
So the mindfulness postures, like the body sitting, standing.
This is just practice mindfulness practice.
It's
Standing, sitting, walking, eating, doing things, doing whatever. Turn your head to the left, turn your head to the right. Just be mindful with every activity of the body. This is practice of mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
To stop your mind from running all over the place.
So it just support the mindfulness of breathing at the end. That's the whole idea, right?
That's right. When you when you meditate, then you use the mindfulness of breathing.
Yeah, I think there's a metaphor in the sutra. Buddha talks about animal being a person being tied to 6 animals, being pulled to 6 directions.
This your central distraction.
Yeah. But if you put a strong stick on the ground and tie the animals to that, that is
That's
like the
right.
mindfulness of the body.
Mindfulness is the rope, and the stick is the object that you use to develop your mindfulness. That is your body.
I think it's called Chapana Sutra, something like that. But it's a very interesting metaphor. Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Ajahn.
You're welcome. I hope
So grateful to you.
I hope you're doing well with your practice.
Yes. Every day, even today. Yes, Ajahn.
Become less stressful.
Yes.
Become less stressful. Become more peaceful.
Yes, very much so. Yes. And we are so grateful to you because we were practicing, but after we met you, we kind of got so much more into the path. So we are very, very grateful to you, Dhamma.
Yeah, things kind of crystallize. So what needs to be done, the technique. I think technique is the key at the end of the day. Otherwise, you wait years and years and just still not getting any progress.
You have all the ingredients, but you don't know how to mix them.
Exactly. Mix them to cook the food and taste it.
You have all the information. You read all the suttas already.
Yes, too much.
But you don't know which one to use first.
No, all the recipes in my mind. Not cooking the food.
You have to study from the real cook.
Yes. Chef in charge, master chef. Okay.
Thank you so much, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay. Next, we'll go to Malaysia with Philip.
Good evening, Ajahn. Happy to be here. I don't have any questions. I'm just glad to be listening in.
Where's Adeline? She's looking after the kids?
Yes, but they are all listening in the other room
on
Facebook. So yeah. So the younger one, he listens to you like maybe bedtime story. So it's actually good for him. And sometimes he repeats whatever he teaches. You teach over here to me and to the mother. So like on rebirth and all these things like that.
Okay, good. Okay, no question from you today.
And just slowly practicing and chipping away the defilements one by one.
Okay, good. Try to do it one by one, better than not at all.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Next, Singapore, Gary.
Good evening, Ajahn. I have no questions myself. Just happy to be listening in. Thank you.
All right. How about Belinda, also from Singapore?
Ajahn, I'm listening to.
Okay. Go to Alfredo from Brazil, Sao Paulo.
Hi, Bhante.
How are you?
Good, good.
Okay. Happy? Peaceful?
Yes. Tranquility. Passagem.
Mindfulness.
Mindfulness. Very, very mindfulness.
Okay.
Bhante, I use mindfulness with samatha and vipassana.
Yes,
Vipassana on breath. Vipassana on breath.
Yeah.
The breath is anicca, the breath is anatta. And the breath is difficult too, né, Bhante? It's not a very dukkha, but it's difficult, né? The resistance of the breath is any dukkha in breath too, né, Bhante?
Yes, when you run out of breath, you get dukkha.
Yes. The heaven not have breath, né, Bhante? For jhana not have breath.
You don't need the body. When there's no body, then there's no dukkha.
Yes. For jhana, no body. Yes, yes. But it's not. It's all right, né, Bante, to meditate with samatha and vipassana together, né?
No, you have to do separately. You cannot do them
but
both at the same time. Samatha is to rest your mind. Vipassana is to teach your mind the truth. So
yes,
you cannot do them at the same time. You have
but
to
not thinking, Bante, not thinking to in samatha, Bante, not thinking.
not thinking.
Only know that
Yes,
have vipassana in samatha.
With Vipassana, you have to think.
Yes, yes. The knowing is this, né, Bante? The knowing is samatha and vipassana together, né?
No, the knowing is just knowing. It's not Vipassana or not Samatha. It's the nature
Yes,
of the mind. It's the property of the mind.
yes, yes.
You-
Sama samadhi.
Yeah. You want to
Yes,
teach the knowing not to have attachment to the body. That's all. Teach the
yes,
knowing to leave the body alone. Let the body get
yes,
old, get sick, and die. Do not
yes,
resist the truth. By resisting the truth, you are causing dukkha to arise in your mind.
yes. Any times I take a wisdom of not pana, né? A wisdom of different significate, né? Panha is different, né? But panha is not thinking, né? Panha is know the things in several conditions, né? But
Well, knowing you have to think. With pure knowing, then there's no thinking. But with no thinking, no information. If you want to get information, you have to think.
yes, no asavas, né? But
No asava, no defilement.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. It's very good interpretation, because the normal is this the panha and wisdom is all the things, né? Is thinking, is know things, né? Is very intelligent. Is not the reality, né? But
Okay. All right. Anything else?
no, I am in Brazil. Is winter here now.
I see. Very cold. What's the temperature?
54, 40.
40 now.
That,
Oh, quite cold.
yes.
Okay. I hope you
But
have enough clothing to wear.
yes. It's good to practice, né? But it's good to practice.
Yeah.
No insects, no mosquitoes.
No mosquitoes. Yeah, good.
Yes. In winter, no mosquitoes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Thanks, but for teachings.
Okay, you're welcome.
Good life to you.
Okay. Next, we'll go to Vancouver. Have you seen the student eating the hamburgers today yet?
I saw the children eating the hamburgers. My friend Kunju sent the link.
The photos then.
Yeah. Makes us very happy.
Yeah, this is something they normally don't get. See. You have to go. It's a special treat for them.
Special occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they like chips too, Ajahn.
Yeah.
Like chips.
They potato chips.
Yeah. The school cook for them, I think.
Yeah, the school is cheaper that way rather than to go buy it from the shops.
Yeah.
Because they know how to fix this thing, so it's not that difficult to fix hamburgers. You just get the meat patty and the buns and then the cheese.
And they make the chicken nuggets, maybe? I'm not sure.
Yeah, chicken nougat. I think chicken
Oh,
nuggets
yeah.
and some French fries and cokes.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
It's a Western
yeah. American
yeah.
food. American food.
Yeah, I love that school so much. The
Mm.
the teacher and the students, yeah. So like
They're
it's
like
like
family. They're living together. The teacher also eat with the students also.
the teacher, oh, they don't, but the student live there, right? They live there.
Yeah, they all live in the same compound. The
Mhm.
teacher also have their living quarters in the school.
Oh,
And
mm.
they eat at the same time with the student, except maybe separate in a separate table, but they eat the same thing.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
So it's like
Mm.
a family, really. School
Mm.
is like a family.
It's inspired by your hamburger talk.
Yeah, I couldn't remember when I said that. What did I say something about it before?
You like to use it as an example, maybe
Example, I see.
yeah, it's not that whenever you talk about
Food, yeah.
food or maybe like the farmers like
Hamburgers and pizza. I think. It just
I
happened to
never
come to mind.
heard pad thai, Ajahn. I never heard pad thai from you.
Yeah, no, because I thought, international audience, they might not understand.
Yeah, it's so fitting. Your example.
So you have to think of international food.
You cannot use Thai food.
Yeah, because some people don't understand Thai.
You cannot use tom yum.
Tom yum goong.
But yeah, it makes me very happy to see the children. I love them.
Yeah, we like the school. Yeah, the other day Czech sent me I think a documentary from showing a song that why founded the school. Yeah.
Why he founded?
Yeah, why he founded? Yeah.
The school made the documentary.
Oh, the school made the
Yeah.
documentary. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and I saw that. And
Okay.
Ajahn, like you mentioned, we know we have one of the element in the mind is a knowing mind. We have to teach the knowing mind.
Yes, because our knowing mind is being taught by our delusions to see things not according to the truth, to see things that is not permanent as permanent, to see things as having no self as having a self, like our body, for instance. Our delusion teach the mind that this body is a person, it's me, it's I. But in fact, it's not. It's just the four elements. It's made up from the four elements. So you need to teach. Like in ancient time, people believe the world is flat, right? So you have to teach them new information. The truth is the world is not flat. The earth is not flat. The earth is round. It's the same way the Buddha said everything in this world that we live in is impermanent. It's not permanent. Nothing lasts forever here on this earth. Things keep changing, things keep rising, falling, appearing and disappearing, come and go. This is the nature of things in this world. But our defilement wants to keep things permanent. When we have something we like, we want to keep it with us all the time. And when we cannot keep it with us all the time, then we become sad or stressful. So if we don't want to become stressful or sad, then we just have to understand and accept the truth. Let things come and go. If you cannot stop them from going, let them go. If you cannot get them to come, then just stay without them. That's all. Then you will have no stress. We don't see anicca, we don't see anatta, and we see happiness in things that is not happiness. So this you need to use the wisdom of the Buddha. Without his wisdom, we will not be able to see this truth by ourselves. We will not be able to see that the body is no self. Even now, with the teaching of the Buddha that it is no self, we still see it as a self. So you have to study deeper, see how the body is formed, for instance. What builds up this body? It's the four elements. The food you take in is usually mostly earth element, right? Potato, rice, they all come from the earth. And the fluid you drink in is the water element. And the air you breathe in is the wind element. And the heat you get from the sun is the fire element. And when all these four elements combine, they form the 32 parts of the body. And when the body stops functioning, then these four elements start to separate again. The wind element will leave the body. It will not enter the body anymore. Once you die, you don't breathe in anymore. And the wind that is left in the body will evaporate from your body. And then the fluid, then the fire element will leave the body. Your body becomes cold. Then followed by the fluid, the water element. Eventually the body will be just, bones and skeleton and flesh all dried up. And eventually it will decay and becomes the earth. So this is how you have to study to see that the body is no self. You're the one who thinks the body is you. It's just you're just thinking about it, but not the truth. Then if you want to find out, if you think the body is you, then find out which part of the body is you. Is the hair you? Is the skin you? Is the flesh you? If you find you go through all the 32 parts, and you won't be able to see any of them as being you at all. Where are you in the body? You say, this body is me. Where are you? Can you find yourself in the body somewhere? In the brain? Are you the brain?
I don't know, I'm confused.
That's right, because it's not you. This challenge your own understanding of the body. You just presume that the whole thing is you. But when you start to break them down to parts, and you find out there's no you in any of these parts. But you just use the sum of all parts to become you. But when you break up the part, then you find that there's no you in this part at all. This is how you break up your own delusions. But this is something like it's scientific. You have to study and keep studying until you eventually understand it perfectly. And you say, yeah, this body has nothing to do with me at all. It's just my delusion that claimed the body to be me, that's all. My ignorance, my lack of knowledge, lack of scientific knowledge.
Ajahn, what if I think that the memory is me? Is that because I think the body is me? That's why I think like the memory I have belongs to me.
What happened when there's no memory? Where are you? You're still here, right? Without the memory. Without the thinking, you're still here. Only when you stop thinking, then you will disappear with the thinking. When you meditate and the mind becomes completely still, then the the sense of a self will disappear from your mind, because it's being created by your own thoughts and your memory.
Mm.
So memory here we are referring to a sanya. Or...
Yeah, sanya. You keep thinking, oh, this is me, and you keep remembering it. This body is me, this body is me. And it has a name also. It has a name of Czech, Sui.
But the memory is not a 4 element, Ajahn. They're not.
No, it's the property of the mind.
Mm.
One of the 5 property. The mind has 5 property. The first one is knowing, the ability to know. Then thinking, or feeling, thinking, perceiving, thinking, and connecting. The mind has the ability to connect to the body, to the sensual organs of the body, so that it can receive the sensual objects from the body. The sensual objects that the body perceive or see will be transferred to the mind by this connecting called vijnana, this connector called vijnana. It's like a radio wave that connects the body to the mind to communicate with each other. Vijnana.
Mm.
Mm.
See, when the eye see an image, then it's being sent by this vijnana to the mind. Once it gets to the mind, then the perception will start to process this image. What type of image is this? Good or bad? Harmful or beneficial? See? And when you find out that it's good or bad, then you start to have feeling, good or bad feeling follows. And when you have good or bad feeling follow, then you will this thing, what should I do with this good or bad feeling? If this thing caused me to have bad feeling, I should get rid of it, right? If this thing caused me to have good feeling, then I should keep it or acquire it. So then the mind tells the body what to do. Go get this image, or go get rid of this image. Yeah. Depends on what kind of feeling you get from this image. This is how the body and the mind works in conjunction. As a team, they work as a team. But the mind is the one who controls the body, who tells the body what to do.
So, Ajahn, when we die, the link between the vijnana and the body breaks.
Breaks down and stops connecting. There's no connection. Yeah. Or when you meditate, the connection temporarily stops. So you have no awareness of the body when your mind becomes completely still. Or you have that with just the knowing. While the thinking, the feeling also stop functioning, stop working temporarily when you're in deep meditation, when you're in jhana. So this is part of vipassana. So you have to use your imagination, your thought, to analyze things. But we're fortunate we have somebody to teach us how to analyze. Without it, we don't even know what we are. We don't know that we have the knowing, we have the feeling, we have the perceiving, the thinking. We don't know where they come from. We all think it's all in the body, right? Modern science think everything is in the brain.
We always been taught that it's in the brain. It's the brain that's thinking.
Thinking, remembering, everything, feeling.
So if we successfully install this into our knowing mind, then we refer this person to be develop the right view.
The right view is that everything all this function they perform their function due to other conditions causing them to come into action. Like first you have to see an image. When you see an image, you start to want to process this image. So your perception, your memory start to work. See, have I seen this image before? Who is this person that I see? And then you go back into your memory bank and find out, maybe I've seen this person before in my memory. And say, yeah, this person has such a name and so on and forth. See? This is the work of perception and memory. And when you have this memory, this perception, then you can then know whether this person is good or bad to you. So if this person is bad to you, then you have bad feeling rising. If you see that this person is good to you, then you have good feeling. If he's bad to you, then you have bad feeling. Then you have to decide what to do with this person. Get rid of him or welcome him, you know. If it's bad for you, say, oh, no, bye-bye. If it's good feeling, you say, yeah, come on in.
Wow.
But then you have to understand that sometimes you cannot do what you want to do, see. Sometimes you want this person to go away, but he doesn't want to go away. What you do? And you have stress, you have dukkha. Because you have craving, the desire to get rid of this person. So if you don't want to have any stress, then you have to accept that person. Okay, if he wants to be here, let him be here. Then there will be no stress.
Yeah.
See, we're creating stress by our desire to have or not to have. But sometimes we cannot control the things that we want to have or not to have. So sometimes we just have to learn to accept things as they are. If we can accept things as we are, then we can stop our craving, our desire to have or not to have. And when we don't have any desire to have or not to have, then we won't have no stress, no bad feelings. So we have to understand that everything that we come into contact with, they are natural phenomena, not always under our control. Sometimes we can control them and sometimes we cannot control them. So when we cannot control them, then we just have to leave them alone. Then there will be no stress, if we don't want to have any stress. Like our body, sometimes we can control it, sometimes we cannot. Sometimes we can prevent it from getting sick, but sometimes we cannot stop it from getting sick. And sometimes we can heal the sickness, and sometimes we cannot heal the sickness. Sometimes we just have to wait for it to heal itself. Anytime when we have any desire or any craving for them to be or not to be, then we will have stress if we cannot get what we want. So we have to learn to teach the mind not to have any desire or craving for them. Just let them come and go, accept them for what they are. Do what you can, but once beyond your ability, then just have to accept it for what it is. Then you won't have no stress, even when the body becomes painful, or even when the body dies. If you cannot get rid of the painful feeling, then just accept it. Live with it. Learn to live with it. Don't try to have a new aversion for it. And we can do this by practicing meditation, practice mindfulness, to get the mind to equanimity. See? Once we have equanimity, then the mind can remain still, not reacting to anything. Then there will be no stress. Whatever happens to anything, to the body or to anything, to anybody, we can remain not reacting, not having any desire to have or not to have, to be or not to be. Then there will be no stress in the mind. That's the purpose of practice, is to get rid of the stress. That's all. Nothing else. Dukkha. Dukkha caused out by our desire or our craving. So we have to stop our desire or our craving. Once there are no desire or craving, then there will be no dukkha. In order to stop these cravings or desire, we have to have equanimity. We have to have mindfulness to stop the thinking, because the thinking is the one that creates the desire and the cravings. Okay.
Yeah, I really love that every time you ask us to embrace it, Ajahn. If we have, let's say, pain, you always ask us, like advise us, we can embrace it, that we don't have to.
Yeah, if you enjoy it, then there's no stress. If you don't enjoy it, then you have stress. But teach yourself to enjoy things that you're not used to enjoy.
Teach ourselves to, yeah.
To enjoy the things that we're not used to enjoy.
Don't normally enjoy.
And teach yourself not to enjoy things that you used to enjoy. Because sometimes when you lose what you enjoy, you can become sad also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't enjoy the things that you like, and try to enjoy the things that you don't like. So then your mind can become neutral. You can take both.
Yeah.
Both the things that you like and the thing that you dislike.
Yeah.
Right now we cannot take the dislike, we can only take the things that we like.
Yeah.
So when we run into things that we dislike, we have stress. Or when we lose the thing that we like, we have sadness.
So we have to enjoy pain, dislike, pleasure.
But don't be a sadist, Don't cut yourself up, People sometimes use knives to cut themselves up, or put something sharp through their tongues, You don't need to do that. The Buddha said that's an extreme action that you have. It's not necessary for the eradication of stress,
Yeah.
And don't use sensual pleasure to get rid of your stress either. You cannot get rid of that either.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you can have stress, so you drink to get rid of the stress. You use sensual pleasure from drinking, but it doesn't get rid of the stress permanently. After a while, when you stop drinking, then the stress will return. Then you have to drink again. Then you become an alcoholic. You're creating new problems, trying to get rid of one problem, and you ending up creating more problems by your own remedy. The way to remedy all your problems is to use equanimity. Stop reacting. Just remain calm and still. Because when you have equanimity, you have contentment, you have peace, and you're not disturbed by anything that happens to you. Because there will be no stress. If you have equanimity, there will be no stress.
Yes, Ajahn.
All right.
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Next we'll go to Nining from Indonesia. Hi, Nining.
Yes, Prajan. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I try living in my present moment, upcoming my visit to Wat Yan. Meanwhile, I'm in Jakarta doing charity, and also I still keep my 8% for almost 3 months to support my practice in Wat Yan.
You should practice now. Don't wait for Wat Yan, because you might not get here.
Yeah, but like Ajahn said that the monk live without house, and also live in forest, and I want to feel how it is feel to practice my meditation in the quiet and silent, because here in Indonesia, even I practice in the very small city, it's so many distraction. So I want to develop my mindfulness. I want to practice in Wat Yan, and I want to prove what Buddha says, that we have to. It's necessary for us to find the silent and quiet place to practice like that.
Yes, but in the meantime, you also have to practice now also.
Yeah, I practice my meditation in the morning and also at night.
Right, because if you don't do it now, when you come to Wat Yan, you won't be doing it anyway. Because
Yeah, exactly.
you have to keep doing it until it becomes a habit, so you can do it anywhere,
Yeah, it's
anytime.
meanwhile in Jakarta, I stay in my friend's house, and also I encourage her to practice. So I accompany her to practice with me in the morning and also at night, because she still has difficulty in make she has no willpower to make meditation become her habit.
It takes time to develop, so just be patient.
Yeah. So in that in my retreat last week, I practiced walking and sitting meditation, and I find that I have a question that when we do the sitting meditation and we watch the mind, we watch the breath. So do we need to put the sati, the mindfulness, in the upside the lips?
And the point where the air contact the body, usually at the tip of the nose or on your upper lips. Just focus at that contact, that point of contact. Don't follow the breath in or the breath out. Don't follow the breath in or out. Just stay at that one point of contact.
Yeah, and also, is there any difference if the rising of the body from the breath is between the rising and falling from the abdomen, or
That's another method.
the breath?
That's another method. You don't use both of them at the same time. If you watch the breath at the tip of your nose, then you stay there. If you want to watch the breath at your abdomen, then you watch it at the abdomen, rising and falling. Don't do them at the same time. Choose which one. Choose one or the other.
Okay. Because like Ajahn said that for me, I know that I have the ingredient. I have the willpower, but I want to cook something beneficial. That's why I want to practice more, to develop more, so that I can find the solid recipe for my practice.
Yes, you just have to keep doing it, and then you'll be able to find out which method is right and which method is not right for you.
Yeah, that's why, like I ever said to Ajahn that I can sit for 4 hours. So Ajahn asked me that what did you do in that 4 hours? But I enjoy my sitting, and usually I do the metta bhavana in the first 1 hour, and then the rest I just keep watching the breath. In that practice, I so many phenomena happen, but I just let it be, and after it over, so I just keep watching my breath, and I can finish my 4 hours in the, I mean, I just enjoy, and I finish because I need to finish it because I have to sleep. Usually I start from 12 o'clock at night, and then finish at about 4 before the Muslim prayer, like that.
Okay. Just keep doing it, okay?
Yeah. So hopefully next week. Not next week. This week I in 22 June I will fly to Pattaya, and I will arrive there 23 June.
Okay.
So okay.
I'll see
Thank
you
you.
then. All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Somebody raised their hand. I think, do you want to have something to say before? Dr. Pia?
Yes, I think you're asking Check and Suvi about the 5 things. Are those nama? You said the 5 things: Sanya, Vedana, Chetana, Phassa, Manasikara. Are those the 5 nama you talk about?
For nama, and the knowing. That's the
Is
fifth
the
one.
knowing? Yeah.
Knowing
Is the
is-
knowing as the same as Manasikara? That's the question I have.
No, knowing is just knowing all the time. This knowing doesn't rise or fall. It's constant. The knowing is constant. It's the knowing
What is
that
the
knowing this is the knowing that no sanya, no sankhara, no vijnana, no body, no vedana. Without this knowing, then we won't be sitting here and talking, because there won't be anything to know.
Is it the same as Anidasana Vijnana, then the knowing something without you cannot define?
Knowing is knowing. That's what I mean. Without knowing, there will be nothing.
No, I'm just looking for the Pali term in the sutta. What is
There will be
knowing?
it's called mano in Pali. Mano Pubankama, Mano Maya, Mano Seta.
Mano, I see, got it. Thank you.
This is the knowing element. See?
Okay.
And its main property is knowing. And its sub properties are Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, and Vijnana.
Yeah, I think one area, one sutra talks about them like a monkey in 3 different situations. Chitta, Mano, Vijnana. Mano is the knowing, perhaps. Chitta, Mano, the same monkey jumping from different positions, but Mano is the knowing, perhaps. Chitta, Mano, Vijnana. The same thing in a different ways of expressing.
You have to meditate to get to this mano, this knowing. Once you get to the 4th jhana, then everything will become less obvious, and this mano will then become very obvious to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, go next to Kafai Lim from Malaysia.
Good day to you, Ajahn. I'm just listening.
Okay, how about Jake from Penang?
Ajahn, yeah, good evening. I'm listening to Ajahn. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go Luis from Sao Paulo. Hi, Luis.
Good evening, Ajahn.
It's cold for
Actually,
you, huh?
I mean,
Winter
yeah.
for you now, huh?
Yeah, it's winter. This morning is very cold. Yeah.
Very different from Thailand. When you were here, it was very
Yes.
hot. Huh?
Yeah. And also when it's winter here is summer there and the other way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anything?
first, what is the difference between mano and chitta that you mentioned now? There's mano.
It's the same thing, but it's used differently. Manu tend to speak about the knowing mind. While Chitta usually talk about the thinking mind. But it's the same mind. the mind that knows and the mind that thinks.
Mm. And then I have a three-part question, but then the first one is very simple. What is anatta?
Anatta is the opposite of self. See? Self and no self.
Mm.
No self.
And
Like,
earlier,
is there a self in the wind or not? Is there a self in the cloud? Okay, that's no self. That's what it means. No self. The same thing with the body. The body is like the cloud and the wind, but our delusion claim it to be a self. That's all.
but then this mano or this chitta, is it atta or is it anatta also?
It is not atta, not anatta. It's just knowing. It's our concept. We just form this concept of self. Then we have to use the not self to destroy this concept of a self. Because in truth, in the entire universe, physical and spiritual universe, there are no self. So there is neither a self or no self. In fact, they are just things as they are. Wind are wind, clouds are clouds.
Yeah, to me that one is easier to contemplate, but then
Body is just body, no self in the body.
but if the mind is not the self, or if
the mind is the knowing and the thinking, it's a phenomenon, it's a function.
But then why should we care of like purifying the mind, for example, or
because our defilement causing us stress. See? We want to get rid of the stress in the mind. The body is like the body. When you get germs in the body, you want to get rid of the germs because the germ causes you to have painful feeling, right? That's all. We just want to get rid of the germs in the mind so that the mind can have no pain, no stress, no dukkha.
And the notion of self is one of those germs.
The self is the cause to create the germs, which is the cravings and desire, greed, hate, caused by delusion. Delusion is the understanding that is the self, that the mind is the self.
But if this mind is always with me, like it doesn't betray me, like the fact that I can rely on this mind, and also I can decide, it's different from the body. What would be the flaw of thinking that it is the self? What is the problem of thinking it's the self?
Because it was trying to protect itself. See? When you try to protect yourself, you can become stressful. If you don't protect yourself, you just let it be. The mind can sometimes be good, sometimes the mind can be bad. Let it be good or bad. Sometimes the mind can be low, sometimes it can be high, for instance, feeling high, feeling low. If there's a self, then you want to protect the mind from having low feeling. You want to keep it high. And when you cannot keep it high, you will have stress. But if you just let it go up high or low, because this is the nature of the mind. Sometimes it can go up, sometimes it can come down. No need to do anything. Just to leave everything alone. Leave the environment alone. We screw up the environment by trying to protect it.
Yeah, I think most of the time I watch myself and the surrounding a lot and try to control. So maybe that's also like a kind of flaw.
That's trying to control is the self. It's the self that's trying to control everything to fit what it wants. See? And when you cannot control, then you have stress, disappointment, anxiety, worry, so forth. If you don't control, leave everything be, then there will be no anxiety, no worry, no stress, no sadness.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
In
And
order
I
to
have
do
one
this, you
last
need
one.
to practice equanimity. See. Okay, one more.
And then the last one is, most Thai people that I met, they do not accept the Bhikkhuni lineage that arrived in Bangkok. There's like a monastery in Bangkok. Why is it not considered as acceptable or authentic?
Well, because maybe the teaching contradicts the teaching of the Buddha, or something like that, or contradict the norm that is being practiced in Thailand, for instance.
But the Vinaya is the same, no? They're like practicing the same Vinaya or different?
It is the same, but the interpretation might be different. See? So the application can look different also.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
All right. Next to Marsha from Ohio. Good morning to you. Can you unmute your microphone? Okay.
Yes. Good morning. It's good to be here. I had to join a little late because I took my grandkids to their summer camp and daycare. I had an experience this week that kind of fits into the conversation. When I was going to sleep at night, I decided that I would make the body perfectly still and keep it still without moving. I don't know why I wanted to do that. I guess I thought that it's part of the practice when you sit that you shouldn't move. And I thought, okay, I'm going to maintain this stillness. And it was really hard because, especially like in my feet and legs, I have these really strong impulses to move. So I was battling with that, and I just stood my ground like 3 or 4 times with this strong urge to move and change the position. And after I stood up to it 3 or 4 times, the whole body became stiff like a rock, like the shell of a rock. And there was no awareness of like skin or organs or anything inside the body. And there was like awareness of this. And so I stayed in that for probably about 15 minutes. And then I could feel like little sensations started to resume in the body. And I came out of it, I changed the posture then, and I thought, well, I better try to do this again. And so quickly, I was able to go back to that same state. And it wasn't, again, it's like, it's never peaceful or pleasant. It's just, these experiences are weird. And the second time, I could really see the distinction between mentality and the body. I mean, there was nothing left to the body except the sense that there was one. And I thought, is this what it means to die before I die? And so I was thinking like that. I could still think, so that it couldn't have been, Nibbana, obviously, because the mind was still thinking, even though the body was totally absent. And then in that second experience, I got spooked a little bit because the thought crossed my mind that, oh, this must be the place where the great yogis, they get into these states and then they could like leave their body at will. And I thought, I'm not ready for this. So then I just like quit the meditation. But that separation, it was like there was no more body. Just this like firmness of what had been the body. And that I don't really understand what's happening there or what I should think about. So,
well, basically, that's probably the separation of the mind and body. When you meditate, when the mind becomes calm, then the mind and the body will be separated temporarily. The body will seem like a log, like a piece of log. And the mind has to be still and peaceful and happy and content. If you haven't reached that stage yet, then you have to do more. You want to get to equanimity, when the mind becomes peaceful, still, and happy, contented. And then you know that you can exist without the body. You can be happy without the body. Once you
so
have
I
that,
must still have an
yeah.
attachment to the body when I reach that place.
Maybe your mind hasn't yet reached the total stillness. It might still be in active, it still have some action going on. Maybe the thinking is still there. See? So it has to be empty. The mind will be just empty and still, empty from thinking. And then you will find peace and happiness that you have never seen before.
Okay.
The most marvelous type of happiness. Then you know that the mind can exist, can be happy without having anything, having the body. So that when you return to the body, you can tell your mind that you don't have to depend on this body. If anything should happen to this body, it's okay, no problem. You can always go back to that state, the state where you can live without the body.
Okay, so I just need to keep trying, and then like
Trying to
maybe
get to the point to where the mind becomes perfectly still, peaceful and happy. And you say, there's nothing else in this world you want but this. You want to be here with this thing all the time. So then all your purpose in life will switch from going after people and things to coming to this stillness of mind. So you spend more time meditating and doing it than doing anything else.
okay.
Because nothing gives you more happiness than this state of mind. If you can reach to that point, then you can. But this is a temporary state of happiness. You cannot remain in that state forever because you have to come out and look after your body and do things. If you want to maintain that state when you come out, then you have to use wisdom to teach your mind to stop the defilement which will come and destroy the state of peace. So you have to use, every time you have cravings for something, you have to say, this is not good for you. Don't crave for anything. And the thing that you crave for will not give you true happiness anyway. It will only give you a temporary happiness. So this is what you have to do when you come out of meditation. If you still want to retain that peace of mind and contentment, you have to stop all the desire or craving that come up. By seeing that everything that you crave for are temporarily, they don't last. And when they disappear, they can make you feel lost, empty, and sad. And you have to go look for more things. But this is not the way to go, not the way of the cravings. You have to stop, don't follow your craving, resist your cravings. And then you can maintain this peace and contentment even without going into meditation. This is the work of wisdom or vipassana. See everything that the mind craves for as being anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Thank you very much for
Okay.
that. I needed that little encouragement. I mean, I thought maybe I was on the wrong track.
No, you're there, but not quite there yet. You're on the way.
Okay. Good.
When you get
Needed to
when
hear
you
that.
when you get there, you'll know it for yourself, because this is something out of this world. Like I said, it's a wow experience. And it's wow, this is.
I can't wait for it. I cannot wait. Okay.
Just keep doing it. Mindfulness.
Okay.
Stay mindful and
Thank you.
stop thinking as much as possible.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Sulan from Singapore. Always the last one, but not the least. Last but not least.
Oh, thank you, Ajahn. How are you? Happy to see you.
I'm happy to see everybody.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Yeah, Ajahn, I have a question. Actually, two questions. Yeah, my first question, right, is that like I recall that last week I had a nightmare. Then after that, during the nightmare, then I was so scared that I suddenly started to chant in my nightmare. Yeah. Then which helped a bit, but then after that, my nightmare will overpower me. Then after that, I back to the nightmare again. So I just wanted to ask, is it like when we die and when we are about to take rebirth, is it the same way as like in this nightmare, whereby if we don't have enough of like mindfulness cultivation, then we will follow the strength of karma and then take rebirth in whatever realm, whether it's in a nightmare or maybe in a good dream.
That's right. It's a result of your bad karma being stronger than your good karma. So your bad karma create this nightmare for you to experience, and this is what happened when you die. And we call this is an unhappy state of mind. Until the strength of your bad karma disappear, then this nightmare will then disappear. Then you will then take birth again as a human being.
I see. Then because sometimes if let's say during the daytime we watch a horror movie, then at night then we will have the nightmare. So is it as though saying that whatever that we read or that we hear, it might create a nightmare for us, in a sense like bad karma?
It has to be coupled with your action to what you see or hear. If there's no reaction, if you're just watching, then there won't be much consequence in when you go to sleep. This thing won't come out. But if you're in you're experiencing the real thing, for instance, then this is different.
Okay, can you elaborate?
You're watching and being actually in the thing itself is different. Have different effect on your mind. If you're in a emergency situation and watching something on the television, this is different experience. If you're in a car crash yourself and watching a car crash in a movie, this is different. The effect is different on your mind.
Oh, okay.
So it has to be real action to have any effect on your mind when you go to sleep or when you die.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Ajahn. Yeah.
Is that all?
I have a second question, which is Actually, last week I was traveling overseas to China with my family, so that's why I couldn't join the Q&A. So just wanted to share that yeah, during the trip, I think I got a lot of mosquito bites. It was like 20 on my left leg, then 20 on my right leg, and then 5 on my arm. Then I was like scratching, like it was so itchy. I keep stretching, but it still doesn't ease the itch. So yeah, I'm just very curious. Forest monks like need to practice in the forest, then it's very common for you all to get mosquito bites. But I've not seen like any monks like scratching and scratching at all.
They use equanimity. They practice meditation. So the mind don't react to these things. They just leave these things alone. So if you meditate and you have equanimity, then you will not react to these mosquito bites.
Even though it's like happening to the body and the itch is very weird.
But the mind can become still and not reacting to the itchy feeling. But if you don't have equanimity, even the smallest itch you will want to get rid of. You won't want to react right away. This is what we call the Dhamma medicine. For monks, we use Dhamma medicine, which is equanimity.
But for the monks that haven't reached the equanimity stage, how do they deal with it?
The scratch.
which doesn't work. It makes it
Or sometimes they use medication. They use some balm or something to help alleviate the itch.
Yeah.
But with mind with strong equanimity, they don't need anything. They just use equanimity to deal with the sickness of the body.
Okay, then that's at the master level.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll go to more questions from Gmail now. Kunju.
Namaskaran ka. This evening we have altogether 9 questions, 2 being from the assistant Gmail. The first question is from Rohini. When one is in deep samadhi, can he still feel the breath?
No.
The second question, when a person is in deep samadhi, does the mind become blank?
No, the mind has equanimity, the mind has contentment, and the mind has knowing. The knowing will become very obvious, very conspicuous, but the thinking will disappear. And the emotion caused by the thinking will also disappear. But you have equanimity and the knowing and contentment, peace. So it's not blank, it's not blank.
The next questions are from Facebook. The first question is from Preeta Chowdhury. Wandami Ajahn, how do I overcome fear and anxiety about future?
Well, when you have fear, you can use the mantra to stop your thinking. See? Your fear comes from your thinking. So when you use the mantra to replace your thinking, then your thinking will then stop thinking about the thing that caused you to have fear. Then the fear will disappear temporarily. But if you want to get rid of your fear permanently, then you have to teach the mind that in this world things are impermanent. Things will come and go, arise and cease. And life will come to a cessation one day. So if you can accept this cessation of life, then you can then get rid of all the fear. Because mostly the fear comes from a fear of death. We don't want to die. But if we teach the mind with the truth that the body will have to die one day, and if we can accept the truth, then the fear will disappear permanently.
The next question is from Ko Kyung Chong. I came across sutta saying that sensual pleasure is dangerous and it will cause us to fall into bad rebirth. Can Ajahn share your view on this point? And should we train to avoid sensual pleasure all the time?
Because sensual pleasures they are like addiction. Once you're addicted to sensual pleasure, you have to go after it all the time. And sometimes you might not be able to do it financially. So in order to get what your sensual pleasure that you used to do, you might have to go steal money from other people. So then you can use the money to buy the sensual pleasure you like. So it can cause you to go do bad karma. And this karma will cause you to die, to be born in a bad state of existence.
The next questions are from Tanik. Temple is doing fundraising by asking to buy amulet and write our names on the amulet and put the amulets underneath the Buddha Rupa. Is it helpful?
Helpful to what? I'm not sure. Helpful to the
Just-
person who do it? No, it doesn't help anything. It's just a ritual.
The next question, is it wrong to get addicted to giving dana?
No, it's good to be addicted to good things. Dana is a good practice. It's good karma. It will give you more happiness. But if you do more, unless addicted to it and causing you stress, then this is bad. If you don't have the money to do dana, then you have to stop. That's all. But if you still want to do dana and you don't have the money to do it, then this can cause you to have stress. Then this is bad. No, you shouldn't get to that point. Once you know that you're feeling bad from not being able to give dana, then you have to stop giving dana.
How not to get bored of knowing the breath?
Please repeat again.
How to not get bored of knowing the breath? Excuse me.
Well, this is something that you have to learn to like, like sometimes when you start doing something that you don't like, you get bored easily. But you teach yourself that this thing is good for you, beneficial for you, good for your mental health, then you might keep persisting doing it. And after you keep doing it for a while and you start to see the result from it, then you'll start to like it.
The next question, if I can sit still, but the mind is still all over the place, what should I do?
You have to use mindfulness to stop your mind from running all over the place. Either using a mantra, keep reciting a mantra, then your mind will not be able to go think about other things. Or you can watch your breath if you're sitting, and you can use your breath, watching your breath. But you have to keep doing it until your mind stops.
And the last question is from YouTube, and it's from Kunwina Visakun. Dear Ajahn, I understand that we should always keep our mind at the present moment. I'm wondering whether teaching our mind to frequently think about death will take our mind to stay too much in the future.
It depends on what stage of practice you are in. See, if you practice meditation for calm, samatha, then you want to keep the mind in the present. Stop thinking. But when you want to practice vipassana, wisdom, then you have to think about the past and the future to give yourself a picture of the changing nature of things, so that you can see that thing can rise and thing will eventually come to a stop one day, such as that. So this depends on what type of practice you are doing. If you're doing meditation for calm, then you want to keep the mind in the present, not to think about anything. But if you want to teach the mind the truth about anicca, impermanent, then you have to think about the past, the present, and the future, so you can get a good picture of what things are like. See?
That is all.
Okay. Well, that's about all the time we have, exactly. Right on the hour. Okay, good. Thank you for your company. I hope you enjoy this conversation and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, be mindful and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
ครับสาธุเจ้าค่ะ
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sadhu.
Thank you, Admin.
Sadhu.
Bye.